Good morning. It's actually afternoon. It's 1:03 right now. And today is the 13th. And so, let's do a reading. Let's see what's happening. I was gonna do like a review of what I pulled the other day, but I think I did a reading and it was basically the same thing. So I'm gonna do another reading today, and because I just pulled some cards. I kept getting the song "Bring Me a Higher Love." Yeah, so that might be a theme. So, and I also, when I was pulling a spread for myself, it was about integrating the lessons and moving into new projects in some way, like projects that you might be wanting to kind of get to, but you haven't yet. By the way, it's raining outside and it's very cold and I'm freezing. So, yeah, Bring Me a Higher Love. Who sings that? I don't remember. Tony Braxton? I don't know. No. I don't think that's it. Anyway, let's see what's coming up. Okay, that's too many. Try again. Okay, so Ascension, 9 of Wands, some sort of wounded warrior energy, maybe from the past. Yeah, 10 of Swords, a betrayal brought you ascension in some way. You were at a crossroads, the 2 of Wands here. It put you at a crossroads. You kind of chose to be this Empress energy instead of going back into like the head games, and it's about understanding your value. So understanding that you weren't meant to be betrayed in some way, like somebody else's choice to hurt you isn't your responsibility. Like, you didn't do anything wrong to receive that energy. It was just kind of what that person may have been going through, causing them to hurt you. So it's kind of understanding that and bringing the ascension on, knowing your worth and value as an Empress, as, you know, divine feminine. You don't have to be a female to be divine feminine. Yeah. There may have been some head games played upon this 10 of Swords, but it was like to block out their, like, okay, people do shit that's fucked up and want you to take the blame for their, like, I only did this because of you. That's abuse. That's, you know what I mean? Because you did whatever, and it's not somebody taking ownership of their actions. It's kind of placing the blame so that they can take that edge off or whatever. How are we showing up? These cards are huge. So the Star and the 3 of Pentacles. So there's tons of healing. Yeah, inner strength I'm getting here. What was that thing? Definitely learning with the 3 of Pentacles. Learning not only like the 3-day lessons, but also the higher lessons. Since we have the 8 of Swords here, it's like learning about the head games, the mind, the ascension of, the thought process, making the unconscious conscious, creating a new faith in things, in yourself too. We also have the 6 of Cups, so the past putting in your head. There could be past games that you learn from. 10 of Pentacles and Page of Swords. Definitely learning the lessons of the past. Hold on one sec. Where's that? Three. So other people are also learning and growing from you. This is also success and recognition. Like you're being seen as a star. Okay. And it's most likely because you've been through all this shit and you still know your value. Does that make sense? So like, even though like you're not sinking yourself down, like the past may have wanted you to kind of tuck tail and run, or like cave in some way, wanting you to be in your head about your value, be this caged bird. Do you know what I mean? Like they wanted to, I'm seeing the inner child in this, not allow you to dream, not allow you to, be. It is so cold. But see, like this truth and clarity, the bird, bring me a higher. Like you standing your ground in something. 7 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles is allowing you to reap harvest here in some avenue, and I'm thinking it's love. Page of Wands, it's like you're free to do what you want because you bring this, like you're like an enigma, like somebody who you're different from the rest. Like people aren't gonna find you everywhere. So that's also the 10 of Cups here, the Ace of Cups. It's like you're different in a good way. You shine like a star, and it may not have been understood before, but there's like some past life, maybe lessons that you've had to kind of persevere through. I think a lot of it has to do with karmic lessons that you're setting right in this life, and it made it difficult with the 9 of Wands here. But you're being recognized both in the physical and the spiritual, because we have the 3 of Pentacles and the star here. Like 3 of Pentacles is like, I'm seeing as the physical, and the star is like the metaphysical. Also, people are seeing you as a faithful, like a very spiritual person. Cosmic even. Okay, what's surfacing? The 9 of Swords. No, 4 of Swords. So at peace. At peace. So peace is surfacing. Okay. There's also a need to rest. Maybe you've been working too hard. Page of Pentacles. The Lovers. Something's coming in. Magician. So there could be a person wanting to offer you some sort of reprieve. Maybe in love. Maybe somebody's looking at their actions. We also have the Eight of Swords here. So it's like, I don't know if they were using like their feelings for you as like a bait. Because the Magician and the Page of Pentacles and the Lovers. The Lovers is kind of like a soul tie energy that I'm feeling. Also, this could be somebody who just wants to sleep with you coming in. But it could also be somebody who wants to uncage your bird and like, you know, really do the deal, because the Lovers is here too. They're manifesting you. They want to offer you this new beginning. Just be careful, be slow about it. Six of Cups is behind the Eight of Swords. It could be past things coming up, past lessons you've learned, but it seems that you've mastered them, and that may be something that you don't have to worry about. Yeah, Judgment. So this is the Awakening card. Basically that maybe this maybe this is different this time. Okay, clarify, what do we need to expand on? Seven of Wands. So, Eight of Wands. Because I was gonna say boundaries. However, do you see how he's at the top of this like stair thing, this like platform, and like these are coming at him, but they're not able to reach him. So it's something about standing your ground and letting things rise to meet you where you are. The Eight of Wands says that there's a victory coming in. Justice. There's a balance that's being reached. Knight of Cups. Yeah, something is coming in. Page of Swords. It's like it's sincere love. It's balanced. It's like the universe is balancing the scales because you know your worth. Maybe it took you a while to kind of get to the place where like you're not taking on other people's shit that confused you before, maybe, and you've learned the lesson about how to free your bird, you know, and be in your power with the King of Wands here. And it's bringing a new beginning. Some sort of match. Queen of Wands, King of Wands. So they see you as very beautiful. And also somebody who takes action and understands their value. There's been, maybe this is a passionate person. They're very, there's an intense energy coming at you right now. Maybe you can feel that. We got the 7, 8, and 9 of Wands. So definitely ascension. Let's see, what actions do we need to take? Bring me a higher love. 7 of Pentacles. So it's harvest time. It's putting efforts towards something that brings fruit, bears fruit. And I'm seeing 2 birds here and a cat. And of course this old lady. There's also Taurus energy. This person could be a Taurus, but it could be a fire energy as well. Aries, Aries, Sag, Leo. They could have that in the chart. Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, 2 of Cups. Oh my god. So yeah, something is coming in. This is also saying embrace both your masculine and feminine sides to create new beginnings for yourself. King of Swords, 8 of Wands, 5 of Wands. So there's some type of building energy. And the Ace of Swords. So what I'm getting from this is there is a victory coming in. Maybe they had to kind of build up to some sort of clarity for themselves. Like something had to be made clear. Maybe about you. Clarify what are the resources to go forward with. The Fool. So the ability to stand on your own, stand out from the crowd, have your own ideas, your original. King of Swords. Original thought, master of thoughts. People can't get you in your head. 8 of Wands, communication. 5 of Wands, building. You can also, you can hang in some way. So like, the Ace of Cups here is self-love. Like, that's what brings you through, like, all the chaos, competition. Helps you to build victories over your enemies. Or, I don't think anybody's my enemy. I think they're just confused. Queen of Cups. Yeah. That's funny. So, what do I'm going to clarify with the Citadel deck. Clarify the 9 of Wands. The Sleeper, cause and effect, clarity. The Sailor, new influences, wanderlust. Yeah, so this ascension is giving you clarity in some way. You're kind of waking up to it all. Understanding, that there's a lot of... There's more to life than, like, what we see, right? There's more to life than what we see. The I'm getting judgment card from the sleeper, cause and effect, clarity, and the sailor. Because Noah, in the story of Noah, right, that he didn't have the approval of other people. He was until after the rain started, right? Yeah. Clarify the Three of Pentacles, the Star. The Miser, stubbornness and flexibility. So I'm getting always that you're, the person inside of all this chaos going on around you. It's like you're this star person. Like, how do I even put this into words? I'm getting that you're a a master alchemist with the Miser here and the Star card. I mean, look at the picture. Master alchemy, Archangel energy. It's not about like being better than anyone else, because everybody could have this same energy. Do you know what I mean? It's the choice that we make, maybe to be stubborn and inflexible and not see our true selves. The Miser is also about money, right? What does it say? 98. There's something about material. Bear with me. The Miser is incapable of realizing they are the cause of their own problems. So other people that you meet might project all their shit onto you, right? That may be like what you've gone through. That's kind of chosen ones. That's what we go through. So yeah, and the lack of belief in themselves, that they could actually reach this point of ascension as well, where doing the work is what's provided or what's needed, right? And at one point you were this Miser as well, this person who didn't maybe know. So yeah, that's what I'm getting from that. And then the Hound is at the bottom. Loyalty, change, promises. Now this card is about like the staying too comfortable. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's the inflexibility too. So people may project their shit onto you a lot. And that may be like the alchemy part. It's definitely the alchemy part. So, but like, you're not that type of person to do that. Like, you take on your own responsibilities. You kind of push forward through whatever mud and muck you have to kind of, get to the results that you want, because that's kind of the spirit that you've had. Tolerating bullshit to get to the end goal in some way. People don't see you as that person, but like everything that you've gone through in your life kind of says that. And like nobody else has lived your life but you, right? So it's kind of difficult for people to see like the facts of your life unless they had like a camera and they were following you around or something. But it's like the hound is a person who stays in the comfort zone, right? Or they can choose to get out of the comfort zone, and that's kind of what you've done. You're this person that's kind of alchemized all the bullshit that you've been through. You've learned from it. You've gained insights on it about yourself and others, and you've used it to elevate yourself. That's the ascension. Yeah. Clarify the Four of Swords. So I think that that's kind of you being in that place of like no longer the miser, no longer the, hound just staying, where it's comfortable. You've moved out of that and ascended to something more. Clarify the Four of Swords. Like whether you have a following, whether you are doing this on your own, it's like, it is what it is, and I will continue anyway. Because we have this the full energy here in our resources. The runaway, secrets, running from problems. The Four of Swords is what we're clarifying here with this. So let people run away. Let people run from their problems. They'll eventually catch up to them. Just, the catalyst, radical changes, taking control. That's how you take your power back. Like allowing people to be where they are, who they are, what they are. Allow them to think this cage is pretty, like, whatever. It's still a cage at the end of the day. And that's kind of the awakening you've had. Like, you had to go through maybe the same type of scenarios that these other people are currently in, where they don't see the chaos of it, or the pretty cage looks really pretty and comfortable, right? But they don't understand that when that door closes, they're trapped. Do you know what I mean? So I'm seeing this as you being the catalyst of change. That's what's surfacing. So the runaway, like, okay, the runaway is, let me see if there's anything I need to read it, because I'm getting an urge to read it. Let's see. Okay. One person stands out dressed in clothes that look a little too foreign, a map in their hands, and a look of uncertainty on their face. The runaway has lived in a cage their entire life, protected yet stifled by wealth and good family. The runaway longed for new experiences, but was unable to break free. Now that they've finally made their escape, however, they've realized the world outside is too vast, and they fear they can't ask for help lest someone send them back home again. It is normal to want to run away from your problems rather than facing them, but soon you'll find that this won't resolve anything. Your problems will simply follow you until you are overwhelmed by everything you've been avoiding. It's time to start admitting to yourself what you're running from and address it. So yeah, and it's interesting that we got that on the Four of Swords, because it's like, this is like you're at peace or taking like a time out from all this other stuff. Maybe, I mean, this could be you running away from problems, but how I'm seeing this is like you've risen above the problems, you know, of other people. Like you were able to kind of go within, meditate, figure out how to break the cage, and then you busted out of that motherfucker. Or you are busting out, you know, and then I don't know if you're seeing other people as like stuck in that, you know what I mean? Because clarify the Seven of Wands. Clarify the Seven of Wands. The Queen, determination, sacrifice. So you're willing to sacrifice, you know, for your standards. And the catalyst, again, radical changes, taking control. That's how you take your power back. So, and I'm seeing 44 on here at the top. So it's like standing your ground, stability, truth and understanding, the ascension, cause and effect, clarity. Like allowing people to be stuck in their cages, right? It's a pretty cage, but you're trapped. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles. The Wise One. Tradition, order. So that's what we're harvesting. Some sort of wisdom. The Walker. The unknown journey. The unknown A journey. So it's something about, and I'm seeing the three birds and the sun. And then we got the Fool as our resource, which is like the pilgrimage, the taking like a leap of faith towards something. So it's like also sacrificial, like, so for my values, for my faith, for my own understanding of truth, I am willing to sacrifice, you know, for the highest good of all, and also for my own ascension, that I won't negate all my values or my standards, right? The Queen doesn't settle. So we're not accepting less than what we deserve. Our standards are high. Allowing people to come up and meet you. That's the wisdom. And you see them by their fruits. You know them by their fruit. That's the harvest energy. Because if they can come up to meet you, then you know that they've done the work in some way, or they've met, you at your highest. Clarify the Fool. And it's a journey, right? Because not everybody's going to be able to meet you there at that place. Because not everybody wants to go on that journey. It's a pilgrimage, right? So the Thief, seizing the moment, selfishness. So, and the Witch, experimentation, rebellion. So people may see you as like a rebel in some way. The Warriors behind that. Perfection, burnout, perfectionism and burnout. So how I'm seeing this is that let me read the Thief, because 112. A crash of pottery, the sound of angry voices. Someone laughs, another curses. You are so distracted looking to see what's going on, you don't realize your pockets are suddenly empty. The thief takes what they want when they want. It started off as a necessity, but now it's an addiction. A need to take greater risks to see bigger marks. One day they'll run out of luck, but it's the thrill that keeps them going in the meantime. It may be a selfish way to live, but the thief makes their own destiny. And so do you. Grab that opportunity the next time it arises. Don't let should and could stop you from gaining fulfillment. Life is short, but sometimes you need to put yourself first. So yeah. Okay. So it's about being seen as selfish, maybe. That's the risk that you take. So also I'm getting like the thief energy is like people who tried to steal from you, like energetically, and that's the runaway energy. Like we're being at peace. This is right above the resources. So being at peace, maybe you've gone within with, meditation and stuff like that to understand the levels that you were giving where you shouldn't have. Like, that was the cage, the pretty little cage. Like, as long as you're giving, people wanted you around, but once you're not, they kind of push you out, right? And maybe call you a thief. maybe act like you're the problem, but that's the miser energy. Let me read the miser again. Not trading your self-worth. Yeah. Not being consumed with selfishness and inability to admit your mistakes. Exercising empathy. And putting yourself in other people's shoes. Like, everybody could do the work, right? If they don't choose to, that's fine, but you don't have to stick around to be kind of the scapegoat. Difficult situations have two sides to it. And you've taken a look maybe at all sides of it and you're like, this isn't for me. Like, you're willing to do teamwork. However, nobody else is like actually doing the work, or they're unwilling to in some way. Let me see. 148. I think the witch is the last card. Yeah. Okay. The scent of new fruit hangs in the air, bright and refreshing. A pestle grinds in its bowl. The sound of stone on stone and soothing repetition just as the first plants of spring burst forth from cracks between the paving stones, so too does the witch push their boundaries in search of new magics. Knowledge exists only to be expanded on, reshaped and reformed to a new and exciting purpose. The world is full of old wisdom, but some advice is too outdated for the modern lives we live now. Tradition is a set of guides, not a strict rule book. If you find you're being held back by how you should approach a situation, break from tradition and forge your own route. Surround yourself with others who think outside the box and embrace a new tradition. So this could be like systems, dogma, things like that. People say, oh, you're a witch, you're evil. No. But that's like the pilgrimage that we're kind of stepping into. Because like seizing the moment in some way of that rebellious energy is it's like a evolution, right? A evolution. There's something, to change scenarios of like past tradition, past, like I said, if you've always been the scapegoat, there's been plenty of opportunity for other people to get their shit together or to change their perspectives. But, if you're the only one doing any introspective work, admitting when you're wrong, admitting, anything, then it's only you that's changing. Okay, I think I'll leave it there. It's pretty long already. I was gonna get an oracle, but I think, having these oracle cards is fine. Alright, have a good one. Thanks for watching.